Yo, what's good? It's your boy Rick from RicandThadeus, coming back with another internet money tutorial. And basically today, what I'm gonna do is just show you guys how I like to use sample packs and loop kits, specifically the drum select sample packs and loop kits, and how I like to take them and use them as a foundation in a creative way to make my beats. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do something a little bit, maybe a little bit out of the box than what you might typically do, but this how I'm gonna do it. So basically, I've already got some sounds selected. I've already got this loop here, this tombstone loop. I'll play it for you. So the tempo on it is 113, right? And the beat I'm working with is at 165. So I could do this at 113, but I want to do something different. I want this loop to create a rhythm, kind of a, offbeat, a skippy type rhythm, something, something really syncopated. You feel me? So I'm gonna turn the metronome on so you can hear what this loop sounds like at this tempo. Now it's not properly time stretched or anything like that, so it's gonna probably sound a little bit off key, but you might be able to catch the rhythm I'm talking about. So yeah, so I don't know. So like I said, this is gonna be, me working on this. So it's gonna be part tutorial, kind of sort of a cook up as well. Excuse me, but I like to take stuff like this and turn into something different. So I've also got a drum loop right here. And so that's what I'm going to be using. So let me go ahead and put this drum loop in here. Go ahead and loop this up and let y'all hear what this sounds like. And so then, and with the drum loop is it's not quantized. It's not straight on the grid type of deal. It's got some swing to it, but it's not like super swingy. You know what I'm saying? So here it goes. Oops, let me turn this metronome off. Let me turn this drum loop down a little bit. So you can hear the rhythm, it's driving, it's really in the pocket. It's got some swing to it without being super swingy and things of that nature. So the next thing I like to do is I like to play keys on top of stuff to give it a different element. So I don't even know what key this is in. Right now my MIDI controller is transposed to a different key, so I really don't know until I record this in. But I'm just gonna fiddle around on the keys until I find something. Here we go. Let me fix my MIDI real quick. There we go. So I'm in Diva. I rock with Diva. A lot of dope sound, but it's really heavy on the CPU. So if you do use Diva, make sure while you're making your beats and playing stuff, you change the accuracy to draft. Otherwise, it will eat up your CPU. And actually, some of the patches in Diva will eat up your CPU regardless. And I got a Core i7, top of the line type joint, and it still eats up my CPU from time to time. So let's see what we get right here. I think I got it. like that. very simple chord progression. It somehow, some way, it matches with the loop. Um, it's kind of hard to catch the melodics or whatever of the loop, but nonetheless, I like it. So I'm a roll with it. So let's go ahead and record this in. Let's play it back. So that right there is already the foundation of the beat. We got these jazzy sounding chords on top of this heavy, real dusty, gritty, grimy sounding drum break. On top of this just really odd syncopated piano loop out of the actually it's out of the Brickman's kit by Trail and Rail. So it's just it's kind of unorthodox. So I'll play it without the loop. So the next key for me is to find some I like to put leads on stuff. I know a lot of times now people don't necessarily they don't go heavy on the leads because, you know, a lot of times your lead melodies can kind of sort of determine um where a what an artist can do melodically with a song, especially in the hooks. So I like to so a lot of times I shy away from leads, but something like this it kind of needs one. So I'm just gonna freestyle, play around, get some ideas, and then what I get for an idea for the lead will then lead me to whatever the next element it is. So let's just play it and just play around. So that was just me joking, you know, just playing around or whatever. But I'm not gonna record a lead yet because what I'm probably gonna do as far as the structure is just kind of leave this main loop, the drums, uh, with these keys, these chords playing, and then with the main loop, I'm probably gonna leave that as the main elements of the beat. Um, Now, the one thing this beat does need is bass. So it needs bass. So I have a decision to make. What am I gonna do for the bass? That's a very thick bass. I want this bass to kind of sort of sit in the mix, but I want it to have some character. Sound selection is very important. You don't want to have too many sounds that sound alike, because basically what'll happen is all those sounds will occupy the same frequency range and therefore make the track harder to mix. Okay, so you want to try to pick contrasting styles, contrasting sounds for your beat, but contrasting sounds that make sense. Don't pick a flute and an accordion just because they don't sound anything alike. Pick sounds that sound good together, but also try to pick sounds to an extent that occupy the various frequency ranges, so that everything doesn't clash, so it just doesn't mud up the mix. Unless you're going for a super dark type of sound, in which a lot of those sounds will sit in the same area, but then you have to worry about the levels more than probably the EQ. So here's what we're gonna go through some sounds of the bass. The sound is cool. I could do some other things to it. I could change filters, all the other stuff, but just for the purpose of what we're doing right now, I'm just trying to keep it quick, trying to keep it short and to the point. I like that sound. It just sits right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and record that in. And that's that. So let's unmute it and see what it sounds like all together. So right there, I mean, for some people, that might be a total beat. So like I said, we started with the foundation of the loop. And like I said, the unique thing about this loop is the loop wasn't necessarily chords. It wasn't necessarily a melody. The loop was actually more of an accent sound, more of a sound you add into something else. But the way this sound was, it was very unique. This loop was very unique. It's got some harmonics to it. But just from that sound and it not being at the original tempo, like I didn't sync it to the tempo, I used the tempo 165 that basically it changed the rhythm of it and how it fit. So you get this. that's that. So we're gonna continue to build upon this. Now I don't really have a clear direction of where this is going. You know what I'm saying? I try to let one element sort of lead me in the direction of the next element. So you start with that loop and the rhythm. You're like, all right, I need drums that fit that. That drum loop happen to fit that. The chords. The chords have a certain sound that will kind of sort of dictate how I do the bass line, since I'm only using 2 chords. I'm not going to have some super intricate bass line. I want to keep it simple, but I want it to move. You feel me? That's why I did it like this. So let's go to Expand 2. I like Expand 2 for a lot of its accent sounds. I don't necessarily use them as main sounds, but I like them as accent sounds. So I'm going to try to find, based on the chords that I played, I'm going to try to find how I can fit something else in here. I mean, because like I said, for the most part, there's a lot going on. So, you know, I could take this sound and I could EQ it to take some high end off of it to bring it to a certain place in the mix. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted, if that's what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to do that for this. We're just going to leave it just like it is. We're going to find some more sounds. Like I said, because this is not only about how to creatively use these loops, these loop kits and these sound kits that we had that, you know, that we can get from drumselect.com, but also how, you know, also it's a lesson on sound selection and picking sounds that sound good together. So let's go through Expand. I could make that fit. I like that sound, but I don't necessarily know if I want to do that every 4. So let me play it again and see how it sounds. I like that. I like it. So we're going to roll with it. Turn it down a little bit. It's a bit loud in the mix. I think this sound. We'll turn that one down a little bit. I'm not really worried about the mixing, but I'll turn it down anyway. Let's see what paddle 3. Get back to. think one more element will pretty much get us where we want to be. Let's try arpeggiator. Right here, but I want to use it more for, I don't know why that just happened, but I want to use it more for the background, more for a layering effect, more than I do as an upfront sound. So what I'm simply going to do is take these chords, create a new pattern by hitting F4. So let's go back, Control C to copy. So do it again, Control C to copy, F4 to make a new pattern, escape. Then go here, find the other expand. I'm going to simply paste Control V to paste it in. So what I actually need to do is let me paste this right here. And I actually need to scoot these two down. So I'm going to change my time into line. Okay, we're good right there. And then I'm going to scoot these down. I think one. Okay, yeah. So I'm just simply going to Control L to legato it out. Control Q to quantize to get everything on time. And highlight and drag to pull it out. And I'm going to turn it way down. So let's mute the main chords and see what we got. Let's mute some more stuff. It's not bad. I think a better sound could be used. So, like I said, sound selection is very important. With this being an arpeggiator, the timing of the arpeggiator isn't necessarily going to be exactly the same as the timing and the swing and everything of the track that we have. So, like I said, with sound selection, we want to find something that fits a lot better. So, that's just, like I said, it sounds good, but that's too fast. That's not it. Let's see if this works. That's just not working. So I think what we'll probably have to do is not go with an arpeggiator. Probably go with something like a pad. Probably a soft pad, because even though the main sound is very soft and dull or whatever, I wanted to have, I guess, a slightly different tone than that, as to not crowd up the mix, but I just need something to fill up that bottom end a little bit more than that main sound does. So let's try the sine pad. Let's see what that sounds like. It's a little bit too similar. So let me turn it down a little bit more, see what that sounds like. Not bad. It still sounds a little cheesy to me. So like I said, don't stop searching for the right sound until you find it. Don't settle on a sound. You know what I'm saying? So keep searching. Let's try this one. Not bad. I think something a little bit better could be found. I like that sound. We're gonna roll with that one. So the only thing left to do now is to do the lead. I'm gonna freestyle this in, and this will probably take us on out. But I'm gonna go ahead and freestyle this lead in. No rehearsal. Well, I played a couple things, but let's just. So let's play that back live. See what it sounds like. Right there is how you take and use the loop kits and use them as a foundation for your beat and build around them. You know what I'm saying? And it's also a quick little lesson into sound selection and trying to pick the sounds that fit. So I'm gonna let this beat rock out one more time, and I'm gonna say peace from Rick and Thaddeus. You know what I'm saying? Y'all checking out the Internet Money Tutorial channel. Y'all take it easy.